Well, good day, folks. NB Wildman here. Just a quick video to follow up to my rant about all these products that you can buy on the shelf. I told you in that video that there are a couple that actually work and that I've had great success with out in the field. Those are Deer Cane, the original kind. Black Magic works okay, but I don't like the smell. And Big & J's Legit Mineral Attractant. This is the closest you're going to get to actually buying a mineral supplement that you can put out for your deer. And also I use a Trophy Rock or Jurassic Rock, which is basically a 12-pound all-natural salt rock. I use these at each one of my spots. But in that video, I alluded to the fact that I would show you how to make a homemade version of these where you combine the two, and for a lot cheaper than what you can buy them. We know that this is about $11 a bag, cheapest I can find it, and we know that this is close to $20 a bag. So if you're going to run, 6 or 8 cameras to really take a look at your deer herd or some different hunting spots, then that gets really expensive really quickly. If you take a look at this video and keep watching, I'm going to show you the recipe for a way to make a homemade version of this that's every bit as good, if not better, and it's going to be at a fraction of the cost. Here's what we know for sure. We know that when deer first start to develop horns, when they're in their velvet, they require about 30% of that horn is made up of calcium and phosphorus. So what I do is I go ahead and I buy a mineral supplement at a local feed store called dicalcium phosphate, which is basically about 19 to 20% calcium and 20 to 21% phosphorus. You add that in with some other ingredients, and when you put it out and you make your first site, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're actually getting a mineral site as well as a salt lick. And they will use that. Deer will hit that. They will hit it hard from just as soon as the snow goes and things barely start to green up, and they will hit that right through late summer into early fall. So go ahead, keep watching, and I'm going to show you right now how to make my secret recipe, Deer Attractant / mineral supplement. All right, so here's what we do. We take a regular, good, clean, new 20-liter pail, 5-gallon bucket. I buy them at Cane Attractant, super close around here to buy them, and I just have a regular set of bathroom scales here. And remember, what we want to do is we want to try to duplicate a full bag of Deer Cane and a full bag of Big & J's mineral. So what we're going to try to attempt to get here is 12 to 15 pounds of Deer Attractant / mineral to start a deer spot. And I will guarantee you that if you use this recipe and follow along here, you will have deer coming to your spot, and you'll be able to get whatever deer in your area, for the most part, on camera. So we're going to try to do it as cost effective as possible. Remember that a bag of Deer Cane, the cheapest I can get it here, is about $11, and the Big & J's is about $19. So we're talking about $30 total. We're going to put this together with the exact same amount of material. We're going to have a mineral lick as well as a salt attractant spot at the same place, and we're going to do it all for about $5 to $6 total in cost. So depending on where you buy the ingredients for this. Anyway, let's get right into it. The first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a bag of dicalcium phosphate. You can get this at your local feed stores. I got mine at Suregain. It's about $25 or $30 a bag depending. And it is about 19% calcium and about 21% phosphorus. So if you've done any research or looking into it, when a deer's antlers are growing, they are about 30% of the antler is calcium and phosphorus. So they are definitely craving those minerals when it comes time for spring and when it comes time for antler growth in the early summer. So what we want to do is we want to actually provide that mineral to the deer to help them with the antler growth and to get your bucks the minerals that they need. It's also good for does for all kinds of birthing reasons and to keep them healthy as well, but we're going to focus on the minerals for the bucks at this point. Okay, so what I do is, again, this is a 25-kilogram bag, costs $25 or $30 depending on where you buy it. We are going to shoot for 5 pounds of this. This is a gray granular type material. It's just little prill type, okay? So it's going to go in the bucket until we get up to 5 pounds. That's almost it there. All right, there we go. That's 5 pounds. Okay, so we've got 5 pounds of dicalcium phosphate. I like to use a clean, good pail so that there's no other smells or no other possible contamination in the pail. And when I'm done here, I actually snap a lid on this and I just write Deer Cane on the top of it. And this is what I put out. I put out 12 to 15 pounds at a spot to start the spot. Keep in mind I also always use a actual a salt rock, like a trophy rock or a Jurassic rock like I showed in the previous video at each spot as well, just to give them a focus on the ground as well as pawing up at the dirt. So, 5 pounds of dicalcium sulfate. The next is 5 pounds of salt. And you can use whatever kind of salt that you want, or what's the cheapest kind, or you can buy trace mineral salt at your feed store as well if you want to use that. A buddy of mine used road salt, and it worked just fine, the stuff that, you know, melts the ice off your driveway. What I like to use is I like to go to Canadian Tire, and I do spend a little bit more than I need to. You can get this done a little bit cheaper. But I buy this hunting salt, and the only reason I buy it is because you can buy it flavored. And this is apple flavored, and it's reddish in color. And it does have a really strong kind of apple odor to it. And it really helps to establish, especially if you're establishing a new site, that aroma of apple out there in the air is beneficial to bring game to your spot. You may bring bears walking around, but they'll just sniff at the ground and then they'll leave. The bears aren't going to eat the dirt like the deer do. So this can help establish your spot. It's better than putting apples out on the ground because the bears are just going to come over and lick those up anyway, and you'll bring raccoons and every other creature on the planet. So I do like to use this because it does have that apple scent to it. So I'm going to add 5 pounds of that to my bucket. Get up to 10 pounds here. There we go. Okay, so we've got 5 pounds of the dicalcium sulfate and 5 pounds of your favorite kind of salt. And then we're just going to give it a good stir. Alright, when you're all done, that's basically what you're going to have. It's a reddish gray type mixture. The salt's a little bigger and a little coarser than the dicalcium sulfate, but that's okay. Keep in mind that wherever you use this, the deer are going to create a wallow. They're going to eat away and paw away at the dirt, and they'll use it year after year, especially if you continue to refresh your site and use the same site over and over. You'll find a 4 to 6 foot round spot where they've pawed up the dirt and really like to dig down to get at this mineral. I'll show you some pictures at the end of this video of a couple of different spots that you can see the dirt around. You can see where they've been digging down. You can see the hole that they've been digging to get at these types of minerals. The last ingredient is pretty simple. It is Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda. And you're looking for about 2 pounds of this in your mixture. There we go. So that's it. We're going to mix that up. I'm going to give that a good stir. And there's what you have when you're done. So you've got, on the scale now, you've got 12 pounds of a premium deer attractant. It will supply the minerals they need for antler growth. It will supply an attractant of the salt. They do crave salt as well. They will come to your spot. And that is ready to go for just a fraction of the price of 1 bag of deer cane. And this will do a spot. This is a fair bit of mineral to put out. And this will do a spot for a month, maybe 2. I would usually start a spot with this much and a trophy rock, and then maybe mid to late summer, just coming into the early fall, I might freshen it up again with the same amount, and then that's it, just a couple of times a year. So stay tuned, check out the pictures at the end of the video of some deer actually using these sites. If you haven't subscribed to the MB Wildman channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. Give us a like, send us a comment. We'll be happy to answer any questions or comments that you might have. Hit that bell for notifications so that you get new uploads when we put up new content. That's all for now. NB Wildman out.